All right, so the email that we read to you guys on Friday where she really wanted to go to this wedding with her boyfriend. He's like, nah, I'm not really down. She's like, okay, I'll just take somebody else.
Yeah, she wanted us to settle a fight that she's having with a boyfriend because they were supposed to be going to this wedding, which they RSVP'd for over 4 weeks ago. So then, out of nowhere, a couple days ago, her boyfriend came up to her and said that he wasn't going to be going because he wanted to go to a mini reunion with some of his friends from high school. He hadn't seen them in a while, and so he canceled on her, in which she wasn't the happiest about it. And she felt like it would be rude to show up by herself because she already RSVP'd for 2 people. So she decided to take one of her really good guy friends instead, which then in turn pissed her boyfriend off. And now he's upset that she's going with another man, even though he canceled on her in the first place. That's where we left it.
Before we even get into that, let me ask you guys a wedding etiquette question as I allegedly put together our wedding for some time over the next decade. So if somebody RSVPs and their +1 bails, is it better etiquette to just show up without somebody, or because you as the bride have already spent the money, would you just rather them pick somebody?
I think it's the preference of the bride. Personally, I don't want a random stranger at my wedding.
Right.
So that's my preference. However, others are a little more chill and lax in that area, and they'd rather not a meal go to waste.
Tommy has his hand up. Are you going to tell us again that you hit the bell this weekend?
No.
I think we moved
I was going to say I'd go by myself and eat both meals. I'd have both the chicken and the steak.
There you
Nothing
go.
goes to waste.
Cassie, same for you?
Yeah, I'd rather not have. If my friend reached out and said my, date bailed, or can I bring somebody else, and told me who it was, I'd probably be like, fine. But just to have it sprung on me, that wedding I chose very carefully, like who I wanted to be there. I had a capacity, and if there were free slots, I would have slotted in other people that I wanted to be there. So I would have been really mad if someone showed up with somebody I didn't know without talking to me or my husband about it.
Yeah, isn't there like an old cliche rule that I should never be introduced to somebody for the first time at my own wedding?
I have no idea. I've never heard
You've
that.
never heard that?
But
I
I'm not,
like it.
I'm not mad at it. Because like when you send out the RSVPs, when you're sending them out, when you send to people who you know are like in committed relationships, you'll give them the +1. If you know the person is single and you don't want just it being a willy-nilly party and you're trying to keep it tight, then you'll just send it to them. And that's it. There is no +1 opportunity.
So her email follow-up today is, hey, Bert Show, I did go to the wedding. And after much thought and consideration, I decided to just go alone to the wedding. I didn't want to cause any more conflict with my boyfriend, and I didn't want to risk him being upset at me. I hate that. This guy's getting all insecure, so she has to not have a good time because boyfriend's too insecure about it.
It doesn't mean she doesn't have to have a good time. She can still go and have a good time by herself.
I was feeling a bit disappointed that my boyfriend wasn't going to be there to share the experience with me, but I didn't want to let that ruin my best friend's special day. It's their special day.
It is.
I arrived at the wedding, dressed in my beautiful dress with a smile on my face. I greeted my friends and family who were also in attendance and tried to enjoy myself. At first, it was a bit awkward being the only one without a partner, but I quickly got caught up in the excitement and the joy of the day. I chatted with old friends and met new ones. I was having a great time, and I was happy that I had decided to go alone. However, as the night went on and I watched the happy couple, I couldn't help but think about my boyfriend and our relationship.
I knew that was coming.
You look like some deep thought wasn't going to happen at a wedding when you and your boyfriend are in a fight.
I wondered why he couldn't understand how important this day was to me and why he couldn't make an effort to be there. I also couldn't help but question his behavior and attitude towards me and our relationship. The next day, I decided to talk to him about it. I sat him down and I told him how I felt. I explained that his behavior and attitude towards me and the wedding was disrespectful and hurtful. I also told him that I couldn't continue to be in a relationship where my feelings and needs were not being taken into consideration.
Good for you, girl.
He actually surprised me. He apologized and said he didn't realize how much it meant to me and that he was sorry for how he acted. He said that he wants to make it right and he wants to be there for me in the future. We had a long and honest talk, and we both agreed to work on our communication and to make sure that we are both on the same page in the future. So thanks for checking on me.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. Did they both handle this like adults?
They did.
Yes.
Is that what happened?
What is Bears?
Weird.
Yeah, this never happened.
And while I'm grateful he apologized and they had a long, meaningful conversation, he didn't realize how much it meant to me. Such a cop-out.
It is a cop-out.
She told you. She wanted you to go. This was important to her. She told you that. You knew how much it meant to her. You just chose to pick yourself over her. So what I'd rather you say, instead of, I didn't realize how much it meant to you. No, I was a selfish butthead and decided to do what I wanted to do.
That is the bottom line.
Yeah.
And I won't be a selfish butthead in the future.
That's what I want to hear, man.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show on your favorite podcast platform. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. I don't know what any of these buttons do, by the way.